Hello, I'm Jagan from Grow with Data. Welcome to the Crack SQL Interview in 50 question series. In this video series, we will practice 50 SQL questions across various topics. You can use the playlist Crack SQL Interview in 50 questions to follow the videos related to this series. For each video in the series, you can find the related code on my GitHub. Feel free to explore the code and provide any feedback in the comment section. Now let's dive into the 50th and the last video of the series, and we continue with the question related to the topic advanced string functions. Let's see the data and you can go over the question in detail. So we are given the table users. Let's create the table. So it got a user ID, the user name, and the email address. The user ID is the primary key for this table. The table contains the information of the users who signed up to the website growwithdata.co. So this is our website. So some emails are invalid because of some reason. So we are asked to write a SQL to find the users who have valid email address. So if you see the email address, the left side is the prefix and the right side is the domain. So they have given 4 conditions to make an email address a valid one. So what are the 4? The first one is the domain should be growwithdata.co. Okay, so that should be the domain name. So if you see this, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5. So this 5 are having the domain name. So this is not valid. So this is invalid. The reason is no domain name. And the next one is the 6. This is invalid because different domain name. Okay. The second condition is it must have a prefix and a domain. So everything is having prefix and a domain. This don't have it, already it's invalid, right? So everything is having prefix and domain. That's good. The third condition is the prefix name must start with a letter. That means A to Z. So if you see this, everything is starting with A to Z except this. This got a dot. So this is invalid. So period is not allowed as first. Okay. The last one is the prefix name is a string that contains letters, which is A to Z. It can be uppercase or lowercase. And then it allows digits. Good. And underscore, period, and dash. But if you see this, we have a hash symbol, which is not allowed. So this is invalid. Hash is not allowed. So other than this, all are valid. So this is valid, and this is valid. So the expected output is going to be the user ID 1, 3, and 4. So this is what the expected output is. Let's see how to get that. Go with this. Okay. Now let's go with the first condition. The domain name should be growwithdata.co. So how will I find it? First go select. We need the user ID, username, the email from the users, capital U. I will say where the email address should be like percentage at growwithdata.co. Okay, so it's a co is the end. After this, there should not be any characters. So if I run this, I will get 13457. So 2 is missing because there's no domain. 6 is missing because it got Gmail ID, not a valid domain. So other than that, everything is coming. So the first condition satisfies. The second one, it has to have prefix, name, and a domain. So let's see how to get it. So let's have the email address here so I can disable this. I need some space. So here I'm going to introduce a condition called substring along with the index. So it's called substring index. Substring or ing, substring index. Okay, we have the function here. So substring index, the first parameter is the column name. The second one is how you split this character at symbol. When you do at symbol, it's going to split the email. And then I need the first piece of that split word as prefix. Okay. So this one is going to get me the first prefix, the first piece of the email address. And then if I say -1, it should be the last email address. I can say 2. So this is called domain. So if I run this, the email address got split into the prefix and the domain. So I hope 2 is going to make, oops, sorry, the 2 is going to make it just brings 1 and 2. Okay, so -1 is the last one. You can go with it. Okay, so now I have the prefix and I have the domain. Okay, so now I'm going to use this prefix and make sure it got the prefix and domain. So domain, we already have it. It ends with like this. So I take the prefix part and I will say, and the prefix, the length of this. The length of this should be greater than 0. So if I run this, I'll get all this except the 2 which already got filtered. So there is no much difference it makes. But this domain part, right? Instead of having this like condition, I can use the domain part, which is going to have some standard compared to the other. So this should be equal to grow with data.co, right? So I'm going to have this condition. So I'm going to delete this. I bring in the user ID. So now I have 1, 3, 4, 5, and 7. 6 got filtered because the 6 is the Gmail ID, and 2 got filtered but don't have domain. Okay, the next condition is the prefix name must start with a letter. So how will I find it? I'm going to use the same thing. Sorry, I used the prefix part of it. And then I'm going to use a regular expression format, regex, and I'll say the caret symbol, right? This is going to say this is a starting point. What is the starting? A to Z or capital A to Z. This should be the starting point. As check. So here, let me see what is the starting point of it. So if we say alphabets, the output is going to be 1. If there is no alphabet, then it's going to be 0. So I'm going to use this as a filter, and I'm going to say, and this should be equal to 1. So if I run this, the 0 is gone, right? The dot 1 is gone, and I have everything as 1. Then you can just say true or false kind of thing. It gives the same answer. You don't have to give equal to 1. Just for understanding, I'm just putting 1. If you don't put it, it becomes true or false, and only true will pass. Okay. So I got the third condition. The final one is the critical part. You should have upper or lowercase, digit, underscore, period, and dash. Other than that, if there is any hash or any other symbol, it should be eliminated. So how will I do that? I'll get the same expression. I'll say the starting point is going to be the A to Z. After this, it can have A to Z, capital A to Z, and then 0 to 9, and then we say underscore, dot, and dash. Anything can come after the first alphabet. If it can repeat many times, I give star, and that should be the yen. That's dollar sign. Where is the dollar sign? Okay. So this is going to be the yen. If I run this, if you see all this, right, it got 1. Whatever is valid, it got 1. But if you have something other than the alphabet 0 to 9 underscore dot and hash, right, then this will have 0 as the answer. So instead of hash, like if I want to bring in hash, then if I put hash at the end, it's going to throw some error, right? This talks about the regular expression syntax, right? So I can just put the hierarchy part. I can put the hash here and will accept the hash. So the hash will also be accepted and will give 1. But I don't need hash. I want to remove it. So it should go out of the list. So it will be 0. So the same way like the prefix, I'll just bring that to the var class. And this one should be equal to 1. I can remove this part, bring in the user ID. I run it. So I got what is required. So 1, 3, and 4. So what is asked for, right? Which has a valid email address. As I said, you don't have to give 1. You can just make as a Boolean part. Even then, it will give the same result. So this is a kind of a normal string function. You just slice it and you are matching with it. Same way, you can use the whole expression in one regular expression part. So all these conditions, you put that in one regular expression. Let's see what it is. So I have this user part, and then I'm going to say where the email address is reg expression, right? So what I did, I have this regular expression, starts with the caret symbol, goes with this, so it carries all the condition. And after the repeating part, I say grow with data.co, and the dollar symbol is the end part of it. So it has to be starting with A to Z, small or caps, whatever it is. After the first character, it has to go with A to Z, small, A to Z caps, the number 0 to 9, underscore, dot, period. This characters, this set can repeat. That's why the star part is. After this, you should have grow with data.co. The dollar symbol is the end. The CO, right? The O should be the end. So if I run this, it's email, E-M-A-I-L. Email user where reg expression, EXP, REG, EXP, regular expression, empty set. Okay, something is wrong with the format. So star, oh, at symbol, I forgot that. Okay, so after the repeated characters, there's an at symbol, right? At grow with dot data dot co. So if that matches, then you bring the data. So this will bring you the expected result. So instead of going with the domain, the length, regular expression, everything is covered with one regular expression. So regular expression is so interesting. You can build your own template and you filter it. Only thing is you have to do a lot of testing to make sure it covers up all the edge cases. I'm still planning to make a video only on the regular expression. Let's see if time permits. Okay. Yeah, if you want to see this code, then you go to Grow with Data YouTube channel, playlist. This will be in the Crack SQL Interview in 50 questions, and this is the final video, right? I can make a single video with all the 50 questions in one set. Let's see if this works. Okay. So once you go into that video, if you go to the description part, there is a GitHub link. It will take you to the code base. So this is the 50th video, and you have the create statement, and you have the first approach, and then the second one is the regular expression. So you can use this code for your practice. And if you join the WhatsApp channel, there is a link here. You can use this and join the Growth Data WhatsApp channel. Hope you like this video, and thanks for watching.